tighter deals that you're working on, when your GDS and TDS are a little bit wonky or whatnot. Basically, how we can help is different with some different calculators that we have, and also some different ways that we can look at servicing, the debts and whatnot. So these are kind of like some tricks that I've learned over the past couple of years that kind of help out here and there. And of course, with MERIX still allowing interest-only payments on unsecured and secured lines of credits, it's a fantastic advantage to have in the time being. Okay, so I kind of want to jump right into it in regards to the presentation. And lastly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the Explore website as well quickly, again, to show you, how to quickly upload documents so that you can get a quicker turnaround on the document review. And so I will quickly show you the Explore system as well at the end of this presentation. Okay, we do currently still have a couple investors on board offering the 349 and the 359 high ratio and conventional with interest-only payments. So this is going to be huge. I know that eventually I think the marketplace is all going to go to 3% of the outstanding balance. I know I have one investor that's using a percentage of the limit. So I know some lenders have already adopted that policy as well. So I always say take advantage of the interest-only payments while we still can. Okay, so just to kind of clarify, the 339 not available for interest-only payments, but the 34 and the 359 high ratio and conventional respectively is available for the interest-only payments. More than happy, if you want me to walk you through it, I can do that. But that would be kind of a portion. Now, for borrowed down payment, a lot of people say, I'm borrowing from a line of credit, can I use interest only? Only the circumstance of a borrowed down payment scenario is where I always recommend 3%, just because then it presents a stronger file to the insurer and the likelihood of an approval is much, much higher. Okay, so again, interest-only payments for the 349, 359 still available as long as you can prove it. Okay, the new rate special that we have, the 339, we can't do it like I mentioned off the bat. We will be basing it off the limit of the line of credit. Okay, so I have a calculator that will show you how to do that later on. And also, of course, for any debt service and credit cards, we're still at 3%. Store credit cards, 5%. Okay, so don't want to confuse you, but if you are getting some confusion, please call me, and I'll help you structure that deal. So a quick little scenario that we wanted to put together just to kind of give you a little bit of understanding of how do we do it when we're basing it off the limits. Okay, so obviously interest only, we've done it for many years, but now as we're adopting this new, calculation on limit, it's going to be a tough scenario. But basically what the banks now, well, I guess the banks, but also the government of Canada, they're really, locking down on this liquidity of credit available to everybody. I remember when I was at the bank, we used to approve, $500,000 of a line of credit to clients. And of course that's been a thing of the past now. Everybody's kind of locking down on the HELOCs and, only allowed up to 65% of the loan to value. All that good stuff now comes into play. Okay? So scenario here, client owns a house and a cottage. They're refinancing the house, but the cottage has a HELOC with a $5,000 balance and a $200,000 limit. What is it that we're including in payment? Okay? So we have a quick calculator here, and again, it is based on the credit limit. Okay? So as you can quickly see here, it's 4.35% plus the 0.025, so you're actually looking at 4.6%. So you take the 200,000, you multiply it by 0.046, you get $92,000, or sorry, $9,200 annually. You take that amount divided by 12, and you get your monthly payment. So actually, moving forward, okay, once this interest only is all gone in the marketplace, you're going to be looking at quite a hefty payment here. So it's a couple of options. You either have an option of the client closing out that HELOC or lowering that HELOC so that the numbers work. Okay? But like I mentioned, I'm forecasting personally, I could be wrong. I have been many times wrong in the past. But I'm starting to forecast that a lot of lenders are going to take a very, very conservative road, and you're going to start seeing this more and more being prevalent in the industry. Okay. The rental spreadsheet, I want to touch on the rental spreadsheet and how we treat rental income. Okay. On subject properties, it's one way and one way only. 50% of rent added to the income. Previously, we did 80. However, in the time being, and I hope this is going to be a temporary change, subject properties, we only allow 50%. Now, on the non-subject is where we're really going to get a big bump here, okay? The rental spreadsheet actually works out better than an 80% offset. So, anytime your client has a non-subject property, we will still allow the rental spreadsheet. How this all works. If you have a surplus at the end of the calculator, and I'll jump into the calculator right after this, if you have a surplus, you add it to income. If you have a liability or shortfall, you add it to liabilities. Very, very straightforward. You have to ensure to remember, any properties that go into the spreadsheet, you click pay prior to advance, so you're not double counting that property in the debt servicing criteria. Okay, so another quick little scenario, clients own one rental, one owner occupied, purchasing new owner occupied, turning current owner occupied into a rental. You know, sound familiar? Lots of people do this, okay? I think I do this on an everyday basis now. So the non-subject you would pump into the calculator. The subject, if you need the rental income, put 50% added to gross. If you never need the income, don't even include it, because then you won't be required to go get a you won't be required to go get an economic rent letter or a lease agreement, right? So saving your client some paperwork. This is how the rental spreadsheet looks like, just so that you kind of have an understanding. It feels that you would need to enter, oh, pardon me here, where you would need to enter is declared value, principal balance. The LTV will be calculated for you directly. The gross monthly rent that you'll be collecting, okay? Condo fees, if there are any. Monthly P&I and monthly taxes is what you need to pump in. The rest will be calculated on its own, okay? And as you can see here, when we put these two properties, Green Gate and Blue Street, into the rental calculator, you get a surplus of $312. So what you would do, like again, you would add that $312 added to gross income. You would remove these two properties from debt servicing. So either you paid prior to advance, or you click the button that does not include in TDS calculations, and then you simply send this spreadsheet, upload it to Explore to the deal directly, or you send it directly to the underwriter so that they have it. Okay? So that would be something pretty straightforward in regards to the rental spreadsheet. The same scenario here, just if you had a deficit. Okay, so deficit of deficit of $147, you add that to liabilities. Okay, so kind of a few ways to kind of adjust the numbers. We'll use $50 for heat. We'll net the homeowner grant. You know, lots of different things to kind of play with the TDS and GDS numbers. So sometimes you'll be like, Ray, you know what, my TDS is over. And I'll say, okay, what are some of the numbers you're using here? This is where I come from, you know, in that sense. You know, how can we maybe massage a few of the numbers to make it work? Again, if your bureau is greater than 680, you can go up to 3944. If your bureau is below 680, you have to stick within 3542. So, you know, that's where I kind of work backwards and say, okay, how are we going to get this deal done? And that's what we want to do. All right? So I want to jump into Explore, okay? So Explore is our brand new little tool that gives you a one-stop shop for everything. And I'm going to kind of show you exactly what it looks like. So this is exactly what Explore looks like, okay? This is going to be how, when you log in, now, you know, people always ask me, how do I log in? How to get the log information? Whomever you submit deals under, so if you submit under yourself, fair enough. You will have your own setup. Your login will be your first and last name separated by a period. If you submit under somebody else, that individual will have their specific login, and that's the login that you'll need. They can go in and set up an individual login just for you and the rest of the agents. but the broker owner needs to do that, or the submission agent of your team. Okay? This is only for currently MERIX deals. We are working on the LendWise side of things. But I want to kind of give you a quick little rundown. You know, a lot of times I get emails saying, Ray, what are your most updated rates? No problems. On this site, the most updated rates will always populate here for you. Okay? You know, most of the time I'm around to be able to update that for you, but there are times where, you know, I'm either on the road, I'm out on a meeting, or in a meeting, and I won't be able to get back to you as quickly as you need it to. Here you can always pull up the rates. A lot of people always ask me, Ray, how's my deal? Here shows you what your deal is in. Is it in approved? Is it in underwriting? Has it been canceled? Has it been funded? Okay? So, you know, I'm just going to pull this one up. Stephen, simple. Let's just click on that file. And you can see here when you click in, it gives you an option to see what messages there are. If you need to message the credit admin, if you need to message the underwriter, or if you need to message the Director of Business Development. Okay? So all of this will be here. Where else is important is to look at the conditions remaining. As you can see, you know, these are all unsatisfied in red here. And then these ones are the ones, you know, when it says satisfied, it will say satisfied. Okay? You can see whether it's a broker condition or a solicitor condition under responsibilities. Lastly, you can do the documents. You can upload a document. So simple, hit upload a document, browse, and it'll take you to your desktop or your, you know, your computer, your hard drive, and allow you to select the documents it requires. All the docs must be in document format, Excel, PDF, or text. Okay, cannot exceed 20 megabytes. Pardon me. And what I always say is you can upload it as a package as a whole, or you can upload them individually, your choice, however you have it. Okay, this might make the credit admin's life a little bit easier, or the full package, your choice, like I said. Now, I do get a lot of questions in regards to uploading documents because they do get errors. The only reason that there'll be an error is if you have a dash, you have a period, you have a slash, you have something in your document name. A lot of times they don't allow you to put those, but they will allow you to put a dash. So if you have any of those, or if it's in the wrong format, it will kick you out and not let you upload that, that document. So please check your document name. Just make sure it's all letters and no symbols of whatsoever. Okay? If you want to change your password, it's right under the welcome name bar right here, update user settings. You know, you can change your password, user account maintenance, and your contact details. Okay? So, you know, in that regards, you have your deal maintenance, you have your uploading of docs, you have your conditions, you can message anybody. On the right here shows you, you know, what have you funded this year? What brokerage you're with. If you've changed brokerages, let us know because we're probably going to be paying the wrong brokerage. Okay, I've had these a few times this week too for some reason. My agents have changed brokerages, but they never let us know. So they did a deal with us. We sent the money to the wrong brokerage. But at the end of the day, you know, we don't know that you changed brokerages, and it happens all the time. Okay? And lastly, the forms. This is a huge form area where you know what, if I'm not around, please log in here and grab your forms. This is basically everything you need to close the deal. Client consent, PAD form, payout authorization form, gifted down payment, the gift letters, you know, things like that. This is all here. Okay? A couple of great information tools for you as well under the news and info. If you go to the YouTube, we will have all of our YouTube videos that we've ever done. Okay, including this one. I'll be uploading this one as well. But as you can see, the spousal separation program, fully qualified, you know, purchase plus improvements, new to Canada, you know, lots of different programs that we do webinars on a weekly basis. So if I'm not around and you can't get access to this, please log in here and take a minute and take a look. You want to know what's going on with Boris? His blogs are all here. The MERIX Minute, you know, mortgage industry, our Facebook, our Twitter accounts. It's all here. Very, very transparent. If you need anything, your X rewards are here. And our 30 days of innovation, of course. This is to help you build your business, deepen your relationship with your clients. So feel free, send this to your clients. These are some webinars that are made for your clients. Okay? So as you can see, Explore is here to help streamline that for you. Not only that, but it's going to get you a quicker turnaround when uploading docs, so please use this. We put in a lot of man hours, a lot of resources to get this up and running, because this is what, everybody, all of our originators at the end of last year told us. They said, you know what, this is going to help us. This is going to make our lives a lot easier. If you guys have a site where it's broker friendly, you can get all your forms, you get all the rates, you can upload docs, all that good stuff, and get updates. So instead of having to go to your underwriter or me or anybody, you can check it here. I'm more than happy to take a look at it for you as well, but please try this avenue first. Okay? So that does bring me to the end of my presentation. I hope you found it informative. I hope everybody is already on the Explore site. If not, please email me. I can get you your user login and password. Like I mentioned, it is your first and last name. But I can also show you here, what you could do is you could hit forgot my password and you can get a brand new one. So just put in, mine would be Raymond.Lee, and then hit forgot your password, and there's going to be one that's emailed to you. Okay, that's going to be the easiest way, as it's the highest of security as well, and so therefore the quickest. Okay, but feel free, give me a call, send me a message. Interest only. Let's take advantage of it while we can. We have the flex down as well right now, and yeah. So thank you again for joining me today. Appreciate you taking the time out of your busy days, and we will talk soon again. Okay, bye bye now.